love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
What up, guys? We're here with a week 3 recap. Well, obviously, we try to do every week we can, but sometimes things come up, so we didn't get to do the week 2. Just to touch a couple things from week 2, the game of the week winner was actually the Colts, and he made a funny article calling me out saying when I said the Colts were going to lose by 10 plus, how many Colts were going to win by 10 plus. However, that didn't happen. The Bucs absolutely came out to play with Tom Brady, and they won 31-7. It was a complete burner from the start with the Bucs. They came out their A game and put the Colts in their place. So didn't see that happening. And then we also got another comment talking about how we showed no love to the NFC. So maybe during this video we might talk a little more about the NFC and see the uprisers in there. But it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, you got 32 users and you see a couple of things, and sometimes you forget about some other teams that you should be paying more attention to. But we'll eventually get to cover every 32 teams in this league. So BJ, how you doing today?
What's going on, everyone? I am actually a little tired, man. It's been a long day.
Hey, it's a weekend now. Just mention that. It's Friday, Thank God it's Friday.
If my weekend weren't as busy as they are, then I'd be like, yeah, I'm down. But this weekend, but it's all good. Let's go ahead and get things started. We're going to start off firstly with our week 3 game of the week. I do understand that some of us probably haven't played your games yet, but the time that we have recorded this video, this game has been played, and the Seahawks coming up with the upset. I would say this is a pretty big win for him. Start the year off with a 38-33 win.
I mean, it was a battle of rookie quarterbacks in this game, too. You got Bryce Young, the first overall pick with the Seahawks, after doing so many trades to get that pick, versus Bryce Armstrong, the quarterback taking over the reins for Stafford. I mean, they both threw for 300-plus yards, both threw for 4 touchdowns. Turnovers was very minimal, too. There was only one interception thrown by Bryce Young and one by Armstrong. So it was very balanced and strong performance from both these rookies, but the Seattle was able to make the couple key plays to win the game and pull out the 38-33 victory, helping establishing themselves as a contender in the NFC West this year after their last season's debacle without a quarterback. But now they got the guy, the sensational stud out of Alabama, Bryce Young. I mean, the Rams, they rebuild, retool. Was saying like you never have to do what they say is rebuild if you just reload, and that's what the Rams are doing right now. Reloading with Armstrong's a new young quarterback to take them to the promised land, making the playoffs and making that deep run in the NFC. So it'll be interesting to see how the two teams develop and continue their success throughout the rest of the season. Heading on, talking about these two rookies, as we mentioned previously before. I mean, we're through 3 weeks. We got to talk about the other rookies. There's a lot of key rookies having a sensational season so far this year. And
you skipped one for me. Hold on. There we go. I had to get to the right slide. You skipped one, boys. We all did.
What did I skip, man? This is what happens when you let the blind guy be in charge and try to go on to the next one.
It's all good. I got it.
All right, so this is why BJ's here. This is why he's the expert, and this is why he does it. He gets the worst team in the league, and then he has to try to build them up. So that's why he handles all this stuff. Talking about rookies, I mean, there's a lot of rookies having sensational starts to the season. I mean, we talk about Armstrong, Young, both killing it. Hayden Hooker, yeah, he might be throwing past the rookies, but his picks are kind of high. CJ Stroud, the Tennessee Titans were coming in. They tried to use Mikolas last year. Didn't turn out very well for them. So they shipped him off, drafted a new quarterback from Ohio State. has led him to a very strong start, 2-0 as we're making this video. He will be playing the Steelers tonight, and our new user, Cole, with the Steelers. So hopefully he can make it 3-0, but we'll see. And speaking in that game, Will Levis, who's pitching with the Jets in this photo, will actually be playing for the Steelers in a massive trade that we'll talk about later down the line. If you got your key running backs, Blake Holmes from the Miami Dolphins, averaging 10 yards per carry, 343 yards per game. When you average 10 yards per carry, he thinks he's like still back in college playing at the University of Michigan. You got McIntosh playing Atlanta. He got traded from the Detroit Lions to the Atlanta Falcons, went back home to the Atlanta, Georgia atmosphere. It's only like 30 minutes from Athens, so he's used to playing down there. So, DJ, when you look at some of these key rookie stats that we're talking about, you see a lot of teams who went young in the draft. You see that you got the Panthers are on here, you got the Seahawks are on here. There's a lot of guys who went young in the draft. And is there any other stats stick out to you from a rookie aspect of things right now?
I'm looking. I see funny enough, Joey Porter Jr., the corner, is leading all rookies in tackles, which is really interesting. I don't think anyone besides the quarterbacks and a few of the running backs, or one of the running backs, I don't think anybody's like doing anything spectacular. Armstrong is just killing it right now, of course, but definitely looking like Armstrong is right now the leading candidate for Rookie of the Year, I would say, offensively.
Yeah, for sure. On that for the offensive Rookie of the Year. Also Blake Courtland. When you have 343 yards in 3 games, I average 10 yards. He's averaging over 100 yards per touch so far, and he's helped Miami Dolphins push out to that very strong start they have right now in that rebuilding. I believe they're 2-1 right now. But also another key factor, and the Houston Texans, their wide receiver draft, Honest Smith. I don't know where he went to college. He's the one receiver on this board. I don't know who went to. I recognize everyone else, but Blake's got him 284 yards in 3 games, but he's averaging 32 yards per catch, stretching the defense with his verticality of his speed. So, same thing with Quentin Johnson. Texas A&M, it makes sense. Texas A&M's are known for their receivers to stretch the field. You got one of the best aggressive high ball catchers and also take the top off the defense. Mike Evans, 6'5" from Tampa Bay in the league still. And then now you got Smith coming, that next Texas A&M high key receiver. Quentin Johnson out of TCU, obviously another young rookie to see had. Also, that rookie combo was Quentin Johnson and Bryce Young is something to watch for the years to come.
Looking at checking out Quentin Johnson, actually, I was really tempted to draft him when I seen him, but it's hard to tell with some of the receiver speed sometimes, because he looked like he might have been slower than he actually was. I think he's like 90 or 91 speed, but he seemed like he was going to be in the 80s, so I didn't take that chance.
Yeah, that's understandable. One of the key things is also we see a bunch of receivers. Speaking of tight ends, Michael Mayer was the first tight end off the board by we drafted ourselves from the University of Notre Dame. He will be up here in receiving yards, but however, that we made a coach retire mid-game before the end of the first half, so his stats weren't saved. So unfortunately, Michael Mayer might be on this list after the sim, but we will have to see. Michael Mayer showing that he is that generation talent. He had 6 catches, 94 yards, and then a touchdown his open season debut. So the man is what everyone talked about as not only a vertical threat and catching the ball, but also a run blocker. So it's something to keep an eye out on. And within the league, Vince, something I do want to talk about is you see a lot of passers here, but Jalen Carter that DJ here is traded up to get for it. So he was probably one of the best raw talents coming out, physical specialist for Georgia. He has 3 tackles and 2 sacks of the season. So right up there with Miles Murphy and Felix Undoko-Ozuma. If I say that name correctly or anywhere close, I will take it as a win. So, but those are your leading rookies right now as we head on forward. So obviously, BJ, I skipped something, so you know where we're at. So what's next on this episode? Recent trades. This is where I screwed up. God bless America. All right.
It's all good. We here with the recent trades. I kind of should have probably put these in order, but it doesn't really matter. I made a trade for Alex Highsmith, gave up a third and a fourth to the new Steelers user. You also see CG got away with highway robbery, and still sweating on playing.
It was not highway robbery. How dare you disrespect Jonah Jackson like that? Jonah Jackson was Offensive Lineman of the Year, was a superstar ability player. How dare you disrespect him?
But Washington looked to build that offensive line. I definitely understand that because that offensive line sucks.
Hey, we'll talk about the mayor in the episode too, but I mean, it looks like it's working out pretty well for them as well. So
definitely. So you get Montez Sweat to Detroit. You got the new Falcons and Chargers user. Both of them are new, right?
Yes, Cam and Steven, the new users for those two teams. Cam being the Chargers and Steven being the Falcons.
So Cam sent Keenan Allen and Khalil Mack for a first this year and a second next year. I see Cam's looking to get younger, and Steven's looking to win right now.
Yeah, Steven's just trying to win all right now. Falcons did make an NC championship game. The roster wasn't as great as it was last year, and it still wasn't great this year, but he made moves already to improve that roster and maybe put them over the hump to get to the Super Bowl. But Chargers, obviously, looking at where the team's at, they got a lot of young talent and still a lot of skill players they could use. But, I mean, they traded away Keenan Allen and Mike Williams last year, the previous owner. So they're trying to get draft picks, and they're trying to build young, knowing that this league is going to go on for a little bit. You see that the Chiefs are coached. The Chiefs got Chase Claypool, journeyman from Pittsburgh to Chicago to Indianapolis to the Kansas City. I mean, that man's been jumping around across teams. The man has the raw abilities, the physical attributes, a tall receiver speed, got great hands for jump ball. And it's funny that he's getting traded with another Notre Dame college football player, Tranquil, the middle linebacker, getting traded to the Colts. Help the linebacker core up in Indianapolis to help with Shaquille Barrett and Shaquille Leonard. My correction, sorry, Shaquille Leonard, helping that linebacker core and help fronting that defensive line and that deep front seven for them. So, and then you got the Pittsburgh and Washington Commanders. They traded for Geno Smith. However, he traded Kenny Pickett too at this point too to the Washington Commanders as well. So the Commanders basically got both of the Steelers quarterbacks to pick which one he wants to use for some mid-round talent and some young guys. So it is fun. The Commanders just traded for the whole Pittsburgh Steelers quarterbacks staff. I think they traded for the quarterbacks coach as well to come to Washington Commanders. This is a keep airfame line.
Yeah, we have a few other trades. Like he was talking, Washington sending Curtis Samuel to Pittsburgh for Kenny Pickett. The Seahawks sending DeJuan Jones to the Commanders for the D tackle Moro Ojama.
What a trade.
And then we also had Steelers making another trade. He's cleaning house as he comes in here. He's trading a 4th-round pick and Deontay Johnson for Denzel Mims and Will Levis.
And that rookie quarterback, maybe he's just going to deal Kenny Pickett, stuff like that. And you say, we're going to clear house. Will Levis had a rough couple games in New York, got shipped out immediately from there. So they are going to Baker Mayfield in New York. So that should be interesting to see is the Baker show the answer for the New York Jets opposite struggles these past 2 seasons. But we'll touch on that later and see if that would be the answer because we'll go around the league and look at important information. However, there's some teams on the rise, They didn't have the greatest season 1. They struggled. They purposely tanked maybe, trying to rebuild. Some people tanked and realized they didn't have their pick anymore. Yes, I am talking about you Commanders. That was the funniest moment in my life when you tank and you realize you don't even have your 1st-round pick. That was hilarious. And gave it basically to the Super Bowl champ and gave him a top 3 pick. So, which in turn, he got one of the best pass rushers in the draft, Will Anderson. However, that's a different day, different story. But however, these teams have been on fire this season. They started out with a bang. A lot of them actually, if you look at it, if there's a trend here, all of them have rookie quarterbacks starting for the teams right now. They got their quarterback they want. For like the Titans using CJ Stroud, the Commanders. The Commanders doesn't have a rookie quarterback obviously because he couldn't do it. But the Commanders just trying to figure out quarterback situations, stuff like that. But what he did instead was rebuild that team where he needed to be focused on, which was the offensive line and that is trusting your defense to make plays. So, and that's helped him to a 3-0 start. The Seattle Seahawks, obviously we talked about first overall pick with Bryce Young. He's got the weapons of Fant, DK Metcalf, Quentin Johnson, a lot of very tall receivers over there, very physical receivers. And if you get in a sticky situation, you can always throw that jump ball and hope they come down with it. If you got that mismatch. And you got the Miami Dolphins, who started with Tua, traded for Jared Goff, then traded for Zach Wilson. The quarterback situation, I think they finished on Zach Wilson now, but the quarterback situation was very around carousel turn last year. But what they did was draft a running back, Blake Corum, one of the best running back prospects coming into the draft, and he has shown up from day one. So these teams are off to a fast start. I mean, anything can happen this in any season, stuff like that. So these teams could be from bottom top 5 picks, top 10 picks, and be turning into those playoff teams. Well, if those right couple pieces, they might have to make a couple more trades here and there, but you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, so you see pretty good start for some teams. First 3 games, you want to hold on to it. But yeah, we'll see how things are going for these guys. Tennessee is looking out right now for my sleeper pick. Just shout out to him. Keep winning.
Yeah, he does play. He plays Pittsburgh tonight. So after this video is published and everything, that game would have been played. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I will say this. I will say this. I think Cole will find a way to lose this game at Pittsburgh and do something like that because he always does. But I would also be surprised if Cole pulls it out. But every time he starts with a new team, stuff like that, he always struggles and makes the dumbest of mistakes.
You're right. It's not playoffs yet.
Oh, true. He is a Cole. If we mention the new user, Cole is a regular season warrior. He would do so well in the regular season and lose every time in the first round. So if you play in the playoffs, congratulations, you got a bye. So that is Cole in a nutshell. But talking enough about that, let's go around the league. Let's look at some of these recaps you guys are pretty awesome. You guys put out some great recaps, some great articles to talk about. BJ, I'm sorry, but you are one of these recaps because Jonathan Taylor decided to run over your whole team with Justin Fields as bulldozers. Literally, that is a great image. See, he said 28 Bills. I think it should be 28 and 1 Bills just running through the Patriots defense right now.
Yeah, very, very interesting game because it sounds like Jonathan Taylor did something, but it really wasn't Jonathan Taylor. It was more Justin Fields. Jonathan Taylor started going once I stopped caring, really. But
that's what my coach is saying after the game's going south. We just don't care anymore.
Justin Fields definitely. Yeah. Ooh.
Justin Fields went bananas, as you would say, as they ran for over 300 yards on their team, which is very unfortunate. Obviously, the Pats are still in that rebuilding phase. Making the AFC Championship game was a very surprise. Season 1 actually like the same team, the Detroit Lions, same team, the Houston Texans, with a lot of teams to see in their places who are not expected to be in those places season 1. So when people do struggle with them in season 2, it's like, oh, wow, what happened? It's like, but this is kind of like what you expect in season 1. There's exceed expectations. You can't expect to sit the high bar every single time. So they're gonna be pitfalls. So
see, I think the roughest part is that when you exceed expectations season 1, but then everybody else is improving their team that was already better than yours. And so when you do well season 1, your pick sucks.
Yeah, so it's like hit or miss and stuff like that. I gotta make great trades and stuff like that. But obviously we're on week 3, so we're not even a quarter way of the season yet. So we clear quarter of the way after next week, after week 4. But one season, anything can happen. We got the New York Jets here, the owner, the head commissioner who created this league from the start, and who has been such a huge help in creating content from his league and help inspire other players to create these articles, stuff like that. The Jets have fallen 0-3, unfortunately, though. The Chargers have taken it to them in their game, in the Week 3 game, and Justin Herbert was on another tear as well. So, but it's the New York Jets. I mean, like the regular season New York Jets this year, it was kind of surprising to see even they were in playoff contention. So the Jets have a lot of pieces, a lot of things they need to fix to get there. You can see the development growth has been getting there for this team. It's just, if they figure out the offensive struggles, the team could become a legit winning team and be possible for that play late T playoffs, stuff like that, between 6 or 7. But they got to figure out offense and stuff like that. And that's what cost them in these first 3 games. Not their defense. Their defense has been outstanding, but their offense has hurt them in a terrible hole every game.
And kind of just like real life, the situation is the quarterback.
Exactly. It's just you got to find the right quarterback. You went from Mike White, didn't work. Zach Wilson didn't work. The Giants to Levis, that didn't work, so he got traded immediately. They realized it wasn't going to work. Now they're on Baker, so hopefully Baker's the answer. They might just have to look and go all in house on a big time quarterback who was willing to get traded to be that. Hey, this is what we're missing for this team. So. But we talk.
Worst case scenario, you go winless and get the first pick, and
get Caleb Williams. I mean, yeah, I think that's the projected overall number 1, first overall quarterback taken in this draft. I mean, Caleb Williams looks like he could be the next Patrick Mahomes from college. Just looking about his arm talent, ability to create extend plays. But as you said, people say we talk too much about the AFC. But we have one of the better news articles coming up. We got the NFC, the NFC North, on the NFC North, the NFC East with the Commanders, who are 3-0, and basically it's like you didn't see this coming. I mean, they traded away their third overall pick in the midseason, didn't realize they didn't have it, and it's okay. And it's like that's kind of like you're missing that high draft pick. You could have got a good rookie or stuff like that. But they've been wheeling and dealing, trying to build teams, get players to come in, and now they're 3-0. The NFC East is wide open. Anyone can win the NFC East. It's like the Wild West kind of atmosphere. Anything can happen in New York kind of environment because you got the Commanders and the Giants, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. Anything can happen. So I mean, they're 3-0. They've been strong defensively. I mean, defense wins championships, so they started building out on that around the atmosphere. But they're trying to find that right quarterback to fit that system. He doesn't have to be that superstar X factor, Josh Allen type of quarterback that he's winning you games, but you need a guy who can manage you games and keep you close and put you in the right places to win games. So.
Yeah. But that was our last article, our last segment for today. Anything you want to add, CJ?
No, we look forward to see the week 4. We like to talk about power rankings. Everyone wants to know, hey, where do we sit in the power rankings? Where are we? 1, 32? Are we even an NFL team? Should we move to the CFL, the Canadian Football League? Maybe have a better chance over there. Usually we post those around weeks, like the midpoint of the season. So we don't like to make so many power ranking videos. We might do it every 4 weeks as well too, but it's different topics. We want to highlight some of you guys, your performances. So if you have any suggestions, any comments about that, please hit us up in Discord. You can send us a message, and then we can think about it. We can create an article. We do want to bring people on. The head commish does want to come on for a video, so we'll probably get him on shortly, but we have to coordinate with him. Obviously, he is, we found out, also a teacher and a basketball coach as well, so he's very busy. So, like everyone else in this league, we all have lives outside of football, but we try to make this content to make it more enjoyable because we know EA is not in the game sometimes.
So we'll be definitely adding some things. We do like to, as season goes on, we play some games in here. I guess not games, but what's a better word? I don't know.
Different ideas. We try to create controversy as they do like on the Skip and Shannon podcast.
So yeah, we'll have some things that we're definitely gonna add. I'm thinking about taking my chances and getting a strike on YouTube. So I think I haven't had one yet. So I think I might take my chances and see for one of these eventually, just to see if I get dinged. Because if I don't, I'm gonna add some stuff.
Yeah. So we are always looking to expand and try to create for the league. So,
well, we thank you for watching this, guys. Obviously, like we said, leave comments for us if you have any feedback or any ideas we can add to this recap videos. We make it, but we'll see you after week 4. Hopefully, if everything lines up with our schedules. But obviously, no later than week 5. You'll see us again. So, we appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great day. Peace.
Peace, guys.